Welcome to our countdown of the top 5 terrifying desert animal encounters. Deserts, vast and unforgiving landscapes, they test the limits of human endurance, but we're not alone out here. These desolate environments are teeming with life, but it's not just the heat you have to worry about. Brace yourself for some heart-pounding moments as we dive into the wild and unpredictable nature of desert wildlife. The sun beat down on my neck, sweat stinging my eyes. Every sense was on high alert. Out here, danger often lies hidden, camouflaged against the sand and rock. A slight rustle to my left. I froze, my hand instinctively reaching for my canteen. But something told me this was no ordinary thirst. Slowly, cautiously, I turned my head. There, basking on a sun-baked rock, was a rattlesnake. Diamond patterns shimmered, almost invisible against the stone. Its forked tongue tasted the air, sensing my presence. This close, I could see the potent venom sacs bulging behind its glistening fangs. One bite from this beauty, and it wouldn't be long before paralysis set in. I held my breath, knowing any sudden movement could be a death sentence. Slowly, carefully, I backed away, putting as much distance between myself and that silent stalker as I could. The desert demands respect, and this was a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath its surface. The desert night. A symphony of strange sounds and chilling beauty, but beneath the star-strewn sky, danger lurked in the shadows. As I searched for a place to rest my weary body, I felt a sudden searing pain shoot up my hand. I flicked my hand instinctively, and in the dim moonlight I saw it, a scorpion, its tail still twitching, venom pulsing through its stinger. Excruciating pain radiated through my arm. I knew time was of the essence. Using my first aid kit, I worked quickly, drawing out the venom, fighting back the panic rising in my throat. The desert night seemed to press in, the silence now broken by the frantic beating of my heart. Every second felt like an eternity, but slowly, with the first light of dawn, the pain began to subside, a stark reminder that even the smallest creatures can pose the greatest threats. Navigating a dry riverbed, I heard a sound that sent shivers down my spine, a low growl rumbling like thunder echoing off the canyon walls. Rounding a bend, I came face to face with a sight that stopped me dead in my tracks. A bull camel, twice the size of any man, stood blocking my path, its nostrils flared, its hot breath steaming in the air. This was his territory, and he was letting me know it. I'd heard tales of camels, usually docile creatures, turning aggressive when threatened. This beast was clearly agitated, his powerful legs shifting beneath his massive bulk. I knew better than to challenge him. Slowly I backed away, my eyes never leaving his. Every muscle in my body was tense, ready to react. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he turned, lumbering away with a snort. I had escaped his wrath, but the encounter left me shaken, a stark reminder of the raw power of the desert giants. The desert can play tricks on the mind. The relentless sun, the vast emptiness can conjure illusions from the shimmering heat haze. But as I pushed on, I noticed tracks in the sand ahead. Small, delicate prints, like those of a canine. I was being watched. I crouched low, examining the tracks, my senses on high alert. The desert fox is a master of survival, a phantom of the dunes. Its keen hearing could pick up the slightest sound, its sharp eyes missing nothing. I could feel its presence, a whisper in the wind, a flicker in the shadows. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, the feeling vanished. The fox, if it was ever truly there, had melted back into the desert, leaving me with a sense of unease and a newfound respect for the unseen dangers that surround us. The sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the desolate landscape. I knew that with the coming darkness, new dangers would emerge. A high-pitched yipping pierced the stillness, sending a chill down my spine. Coyotes, their eerie calls echoed through the canyons, a chilling chorus that spoke of hunger and the hunt. I picked up my pace, my heart pounding in my chest. In the distance I saw them, silhouetted against the dying light. A pack of coyotes, their eyes gleaming with primal instinct. I had stumbled into their territory, and they were not about to let me leave easily. I knew I couldn't outrun them. My only hope was to stand my ground, to make myself appear larger and more intimidating. I grabbed a burning branch from a dying fire, the flames casting flickering shadows that danced menacingly around me. The coyotes circled, their eerie calls growing louder, their breath misting in the cooling air. Gap 3S. As the sun sets and the desert transforms into a realm of shadows, hidden dangers begin to emerge. Beneath the sand, scorpions lie in wait, their venomous stingers ready to strike at any unsuspecting prey. In the crevices of rocks, rattlesnakes coil, their rattles serving as a final warning before a deadly strike. Even the seemingly peaceful dunes conceal threats, with shifting sands capable of swallowing a person whole. The desert is a master of camouflage, where danger hides in plain sight and survival depends on vigilance and respect for the land. Always remember, in the desert, the line between life and death is as thin as a grain of sand. Gap 3S. The desert's heat is relentless, an unyielding force that can drain the life from you if you're not prepared. Daytime temperatures can soar above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, making hydration and shade crucial for survival. Every drop of water becomes a precious resource, and finding shelter from the sun's brutal rays is a matter of life and death. Gap 2S. Animals have adapted in remarkable ways to cope with this extreme environment. The fennec fox, with its large ears, dissipates heat efficiently while burrowing underground to escape the scorching sun. The desert tortoise conserves water by spending up to 95% of its life in burrows. Gap 2S. For humans, surviving the heat means respecting these adaptations and learning from them. Wear light, loose-fitting clothing, cover your head, and always carry more water than you think you'll need. Remember, in the desert, the sun is both a giver of life and a harbinger of death. Gap 2S. Stay vigilant, stay hydrated, and never underestimate the power of the desert heat. Gap 3S. As the sun dips below the horizon, the desert undergoes a dramatic transformation. The blistering heat gives way to a cold, eerie silence. But don't be fooled by the tranquility. This is the time when the desert's most elusive and dangerous predators come to life. Gap 2S. The silence is broken by the haunting calls of owls and the rustling of sand as nocturnal hunters begin their prowl. The sidewinder rattlesnake, with its unique sideways slithering, navigates the dunes in search of prey. The desert fox, with its keen night vision, roams the landscape hunting small rodents. Gap 2S. Even the seemingly harmless scorpions come out to play, their deadly stingers ready to strike at any moment. Gap 2S. For these creatures, the cover of darkness provides the perfect camouflage, turning the desert into a battlefield of survival. Gap 2S. If you find yourself in the desert at night, remember, the real danger is often hidden in the shadows. Stay alert and respect the nocturnal rhythms of this harsh environment. Gap 3S. In the heart of the desert lies a realm where danger lurks at every turn. Here, survival isn't just a challenge, it's a battle against some of the most lethal creatures on Earth. Gap 2S. The desert is home to the infamous Deathstalker scorpion, whose venom is among the most potent in the world. A single sting can cause excruciating pain and even prove fatal. Gap 2S. Then there's the Gila monster, one of the few venomous lizards, with a bite that delivers a toxic cocktail capable of incapacitating its prey. Gap 2S. Let's not forget the desert horned viper, its camouflaged body blending seamlessly with the sands, striking with lightning speed and deadly precision. Gap 2S. And finally, the stealthy assassin, the desert tarantula, lurking in its burrow, ready to ambush unsuspecting victims. Gap 2S. In this unforgiving landscape, every step could be your last. Gap 2S. Stay vigilant, stay aware, and always respect the deadly beauty of the desert. Gap 3S. Amid the harsh and relentless conditions of the desert, some creatures have not just adapted, they've thrived, showcasing the incredible resilience of life. Gap 2S. Meet the fennec fox, with its large ears that dissipate heat and keen hearing to detect prey beneath the sand. Gap 2S. This small but mighty predator navigates the dunes with agility and grace. Gap 2S. Then there's the camel, often called the ship of the desert. Gap 2S. Its humps store fat, not water, enabling it to endure long periods without a drink, a true testament to survival against the odds. Gap 2S. The thorny devil, a lizard covered in spines that collect dew, allowing it to drink through its skin, a remarkable adaptation to arid environments. Gap 2S. And let's not forget the desert beetle, which ingeniously harvests moisture from the morning fog, a tiny yet mighty survivor. Gap 2S. These resilient creatures remind us that even in the most extreme conditions, life finds a way. Gap 2S. Marvel at their tenacity and be inspired by their will to survive. The desert, a place of stark beauty and unforgiving danger. It's a place that tests your limits, pushing you to the edge of survival, but it's also a place of profound lessons. It teaches you respect for the creatures that call it home, for the delicate balance of life that exists here. Remember, we are visitors in their world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more thrilling wildlife encounters. Stay safe and stay wild.